This is science, and it had 5 units. 3 of them were specifically for science. The other ones are more health. We have mammals, marine biology, chemistry, health and human mind, health and physical body. So the student journals where most of her work is. She has some writing and drawings, a little bit of matching. The other books we did science experiments in, and in these pages, some of them have to do with the labs from those experiments.
Gravy's outside getting suntan.
Excuse my husband. So those last 2 are the health books. These are mainly like the reading lessons that go with the journals. So she reads in those, and then the other ones are the activity books that I just showed you. So here's all those books. All right. For history, she had a novel to read called Uncle Tom's Cabin. And it was online. It was through BJU Press. So I don't have all the work. Most of the work is in the computer, but her ending grade was 96.2. And these are all her quizzes and tests. And she had some practice papers to do. Those are just grades. There's some written assignments here. A lot of writing. Every chapter she had to do an essay. And then she had some like posters, little comics to do. This was on the book that she read, kind of a book report. Another poster, and it was on the American Republic, was her curriculum, the American Republic. So the activity pages, some of these are filled out, some of them are, a lot of them are in the computer, but I'll show you that she did some of the, I guess, answering questions and maps in here. This was the text. There's really nothing to show here. This is just the text that she used alongside the computer. Denison Algebra, we actually did Algebra 1, since it was a gentle math, so this is going to be a high school credit for her. And she had chapter quizzes and tests, and then a final. So her grades, these are all of her grades in here. Her final is 95.4. I'll just go through here real quick so you can see her final exam, chapter test. So it was like quiz, or it was quiz inside the book that you can't see. I'll show you that in a minute. But these were all tests after her quizzes. So she did get credit for like in classroom worksheets, and this is all on the computer too. Solutions manual, you don't need to see that. But this is her student textbook. So she would watch a video on the lesson, and then she would follow along and do the classwork, practice lessons for it. So this is all her work in here. You know, lesson every day. And if it wasn't a lesson on the computer from him on the video, she was taking a quiz or a test. So just to show you this a little bit more. So let's just say chapter 4. She got 10 points for the classroom or in-class assignments. And then she would have a test. The B test she would only take if she scored less than a 70. I don't think she ever took a test B. And then the final, so she would have classroom assignments, 1 test, and then at the very end a final. Okay, moving along to English. She did The Good and the Beautiful level. It was actually 7, but I heard it was advanced, more like a grade 8, so that's why we went with level 7. She read Heidi, and then this is the like a short story reader that she read and answered questions with. These are the main papers that she did. I think all of these are typed. Let's see. Except for that one. In the beginning, she had one or no, 2 of them that were not typed. Okay, this is the course book. So she did all of her lessons in here. It's kind of a self-paced curriculum. A lot of fill in the blank, a little bit of paragraphs. There's some diagramming in here. She also had memorization, maps, poem memorization, which you really can't see, but we worked on that together. We did sentence dictation, and I'll show you. Let me see if there's anything in here. Yeah, no, these are just the answers. This is the answer book. But the poems that she memorized, okay, so she memorized Trees, and she memorized No Time for God. She had to memorize 2. And then we went over the states and capitals, memorization on that. Let's see, and this is her English notebook. So there's a lot of dictation in here. There is diagramming. Most of it she did in her course book, though. The Good and Beautiful had a little bit of drawing. But for her electives, she did take studio art at the homeschool co-op that we did for the first semester. She also took crock pots and casseroles class. And she did cooking all year at home for she makes us dinners every night. So I'll show you those portfolios. But this is all the English language arts. So reading, writing, grammar. She had to do a short poem. I think she wrote that on a different page. But yeah, here's some more. These are, a lot of them are like, we had to do spelling quizzes, so it's a little scratchy looking, but some of the dictation sentences are a little bit sloppy, but it was all about her knowing where to put commas, how to spell, and all of that. Okay, so cooking casseroles. This is a syllabus that the teacher that she had made up for her. So every week they would have a different crock pot or casserole. Recipes are in here. She had to bring ingredients and cook in class or finish it at home, but most of it was crock pots. Okay, so let's see. And this is the cooking that she did at home. She really did more advanced things at home. She would make a grocery list, on Sunday and go grocery shopping for everything that she needed. Most of these are like clean eating meals. But she's been cooking for us for a year now, and she's very good at it. And I am so thankful for her and me not having to cook anymore. Okay. So I gave her half credit for cooking casseroles and then half credit basically for, cooking at home. So that's 1 credit there. This is the studio art that she took at the co-op our first semester. So we did a half a credit for studio art, and then the other half is clay, which she did at co-op as well, but she did more at home and a little bit more advanced than what they did at co-op. So these are the art she did: sketchbook, collage, cave art, self-portrait, color theory, palette, key, a watercolor, an illuminated manuscript, a drawing, and a nativity. Oh, I don't have a picture of that, but that was a wooden like nativity set that they did at Christmas. It's very cute. I don't have a picture. I don't have a picture. It's somewhere in the house. But anyway, they would critique themselves and each other in class. So that's what that is. This is the syllabus. So she did complete the first semester. Is that only one? There we go. Okay, so a little bit about colors, the color wheel. There's a drawing. This is a rough draft for what I'm going to show you next. This is the cave art. Okay, there's the final she did. Oh, this was in the beginning of the year. She did some color wheel things in her self-portrait and what they think about swimming in summer. Well, that's here, Anna. And I think that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me see. And then this is the form that I filled out that I would need you to sign. So review your signature, print, and then I need your ID number right there. But real quick, this is what I went over with you on. Okay. Thank you.